going to put these on the trolley.
Cool.
in the shop. So if there's anything you...
Hi, lovely. Yeah, that's all right, darling.
Thank you. You don't have a hot India, I think. Correct.
I don't know how Gemma gets home sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Just stress yourself out working.
have recommendations for me?
Yeah.
Is it filming?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh. You have to say hi. Hi. So cute.
Well. Editing Milo here, and it's story time. I was watching the edition of the vlog, and I was thinking something is missing here. Like, is there a story I should tell? And this story starts the day before. Maybe you've noticed that during this second day in London, I didn't eat so much. You didn't see me like going to cute cafes and have like hot chocolate, have a little pastry. I've seen so many cute pastries that I've seen again in this vlog, and I was like, I wish I could have eaten some of them, but I couldn't. And the reason why was that the day before, before going to Wicked to see the musical, I wasn't so hungry, but knowing that the show will be 3 hours and that when I will get out, probably everything will be closed. Maybe I should like just grab something quick to eat, and mostly like I will not need to buy one of these 20 pounds mozzarella stick at the theater snack shop. I don't know. So I passed by one of his supermarket. They had these warmed up dishes. Mine was like, I don't know, like some kind of like mini pizza or mini hot dog. I don't even remember. Like it was like a deli warm things that maybe had been warming up for like 10 days there. I mean, I didn't show it in the vlog because I thought it was inconsequential. I was wrong. The future will prove me that I was very wrong. So after the show, I go back home. I try to go to sleep. Tomorrow is a big day. I'm planning to do like, I don't know, like 30,000 steps around the city. And I'm not having a good night. Like I'm feeling like stomach aches and I don't know, like maybe a little bit of fever. Like I'm not feeling well. And I start to link with what I've eaten from the supermarket. In the morning I wake up and I feel like this is bad. Like I'm not feeling really great. And that's why in the coffee shop in the morning, I'm only having coffee and I'm not even considering eating something because it's just like I just feel so sick. And then I go to the Indian restaurant, and you might think that's such a terrible decision if you feel stomach ache. Maybe when you're feeling sick, maybe it wasn't the best choice. Maybe I should have just had like oatmeal and a banana and water. But you live and you learn. And the rest of the day, you see me like walking around everywhere. You see me being very tired at the museum because I was starting to feel it. I wasn't digesting anything I was putting inside myself. And that's the reason why I take a taxi from the museum back home, because I was looking at my phone. It was like 40 minutes walk back, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I'm feeling so sick. And I was planning to meet my Brazilian friends that evening. I really didn't want to cancel that. So I go back home, rest a little bit, and hopefully I will be better for this evening with them. But I'm still feeling so sick. It was really like I had rocks in my stomach and they were just like moving around. It was really like painful. So I go meet my friends, and when we are at the poke place, I'm only having a Coke. And actually this was a good choice. Having a Coke when you have stomach ache, I think it's a good choice. We go to the pub, they have a drink, I have nothing because I'm like, the Coke was already a stretch. I'm still feeling very sick. If you're wondering, like, everything was staying inside. At that point, rocks were rocking inside my stomach and they didn't want to go anywhere else. And then it's time to go home and I order another cab. And then, probably because of the Coke, I think the Coke moved the rocks around. I suddenly feel very car sick and I asked the Uber driver, like, please stop. I'm going to puke. Any moment I'm going to puke. And as soon as it stops, the motion of the car stopping, I rush to the passenger door, I open it, and I do the deed. The things that were meant to happen. Thankfully, it happened in the best conditions. I don't know how you call that, but it's that place between the pavement and the road where the rain washes up the road. So like, I was glad that at least it was done in a civilized way. And I was very glad that it didn't happen in the Uber. I would have felt mortified in that case. And what was very funny, random fact about it is I don't drink alcohol. And the Uber driver kept comforting me, was like, oh, it's okay, you drank too much, let it go. You'll feel better after. And I was saying like, I don't drink alcohol, like it's not from alcohol. And it was so funny because he didn't believe me. He kept saying like, it's fine, you had too much to drink, it's a holiday season coming. So yeah, like I definitely didn't film that. But for me, it's a strong memory of that evening in London. The Uber driver was so kind. I guess they must have stories to tell also. And to be honest, the conclusion of his story is that I felt so good after. I felt so relieved. The rocks were gone. Solved. Case solved. In, out, that's it. So yeah, like in the future, if I have this kind of situation, it's like ruining my trip, I think I will just try to force the deed to happen and yeah, like get it out of your system. Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to be truthful because I was like, this isn't the truth. This isn't the total truth. Yeah, I just wanted to share a funny story with you guys. Thank you for that. Bye-bye.